State of Origin is back for 2024. First game up is in Sydney on Wednesday. I'm Paul Grzadka, joined by former New South Wales representative Josh Mansour to break down game one of this series. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks, Paul. I don't like being on this side though. But let's roll with it.
Showing some of your bias, but we'll start with them, the home side, New South Wales. A new coach, as expected, a new look lineup. But did you expect a change of captain for game one? James Tedesco out and Jake Trbojevic handed the reins.
You know, there's two sides of the story. Obviously, you can feel for Teddy, obviously being #1 custodian for the New South Wales Blues for a number of years, played of 20 or something games for the Blues.
Let's talk about the back line. Further changes with the likes of Josh Grzadka and Latrell Mitchell making way for young guns, Zach Lomax and Joseph Sualihi.
Yep.
What sort of impact will coach Michael Maguire be looking from his outside backs?
Well, definitely height. He wants definitely targets for an aerial threat. Obviously, Critter, aerial threat. You've got Zach Lomax there as well. Sualihi, I thought it was an interesting one. I wasn't really expecting him to be selected in the side. I was kind of hedging my bets with Latrell Mitchell. Yeah, there's a few question marks around him, but there's one thing I know Latrell does, and he always steps up when it comes to Origin. He's a game breaker. He's got a lot of X factor about him, and I hedged my bets with his opposing number, Valentine Holmes. I thought he could have definitely got a bit of the rub of the green in that sense, but also Josh Grzadka I thought was a bit hard done by. I feel like he's a bit of a threat, especially if we all know he's got that speed, and whenever he's in open space, it's a try 9 times out of 10. So we are lacking those two guys in that respect, but with Zach Lomax and Joseph Sualihi in, they're definitely bigger bodies. They're definitely going to help us more when it comes to our yardage carries, and you can see where Michael Maguire's mind's at. He definitely wants to build a team purely based on work ethic. The only concern I have is where those points are going to be scored. So quite interesting, really.
Well, you talk about the creativity and obviously the halves, a very contentious talking point leading up to team selection. Do you think Maguire's gone the right way, pairing the experienced Jerome Luai with the Sharks' Nico Hines?
Yep.
Will wear the number 7 for the first time in Origin?
I think so. I think my concerns were around a kicking game and seeing Nico, the pressure that the Panthers did on him last week, 2 kicks out on the full, and obviously not finishing the game last week. I have some concerns there. I'm not going to lie. I love Jerome's kicking game. Definitely didn't shy away from kicking down that left channel last week, and it worked and paid dividends for the Panthers. So, and not only that, Jerome Luai is built for Origin. You know, he's got that niggle in him. He's a competitor. With Nico, you know what? It's now or never for Nico. You know, he's been given the opportunity to really make that number 7 jersey his own. Yes, he's got Nathan Cleary waiting in the wings with his injury cloud, but if he has a hell of a performance, it's definitely going to put a lot of pressure on Nathan. Yeah,
and the forwards, it's an interesting mix of big men and mobility. Obviously, Payne Haas will lead the way up front.
Yep.
You've also got the likes of Hamoli Olakau'atu and Spencer Leniu, adding muscle from the bench. And then the 3 players that are a handful wherever they are on the field, Angus Crichton, Liam Martin and Hudson Young.
That's where we've got a lot of benefit, right, in the back row. So you can see he's got 4 back rowers there. Liam Martin as well, just got that niggle in him, such a competitor. I just love the way he plays. Hamoli Olakau'atu, so I actually had him to really make an Origin berth this year. I just love how he was utilised by Manly this year. Similar to kick out, getting that early ball, early service, and really trying to strip the edge there. He'll come on and he'll add a lot of spark. Same with Spencer Leniu. He's one of the most powerful front rowers in our game. Not overly big, but so built to the ground, can really charge up that middle third, and I think it's going to do wonders for us as New South Welshmen. So Jake Trbojevic as well, another notable mention, alongside Payne Haas. Those 2 guys are definitely going to lead from the front, and they're going to have to obviously wear a lot of pressure as well. So it's going to be a very good game, and I can't wait.
On to Queensland. They're looking for 3 series wins straight and would go a long way towards getting it if they can get a victory in Sydney.
Yeah.
How will coach Billy Slater be taking on this New South Wales side?
I think he's going to have to start fast. I think he wants to catch New South Wales off guard. If he gets a few points early in that game, I think he's just want to kind of coast it and try and maintain that lead. Billy Slater, he's probably one of the most prepared, meticulous fullbacks players that I've ever played with. He definitely leaves no stone unturned. And you can see he's adopted that with his coaching ethos and his mantra. Everyone that plays for Billy says how much they love playing for Billy as well, you know? So he definitely is a guy that as well can separate from being a player and that teammate with also that boundary and creating that culture, coach kind of atmosphere and aura. And you know what? Typical Queenslanders, whenever they play and they're given an opportunity, they make the most of it. So they're not going to make it easy for New South Wales, there's no doubt about that.
The back five is all tried and trusted. All five and the number 17 Selwyn Cobbo featured during last year's series win. What makes them so hard to stop from both a yardage perspective and also their try-scoring abilities?
Well, I think what helps New South Wales, they don't have Cameron Munster, Queensland. So with Cameron Munster's absence, you know, Tommy didn't can't replicate what he can bring. What helps Queensland is they've got two organisers on both sides of the field, right?
Yes.
I think Cameron Munster's running game was the Queensland's biggest attacking threat. With that gone, I think it helps New South Wales in terms of trying to preview and predict the attacking shape of the Queenslanders. They do have Reece Walsh there though, sweeping at the back. He's really good at creating 3-on-2 situations, and he's got a lot of speed to burn, especially burning that third defender for the New South Wales Blues. So Jerome and Nico Hines are going to really be tested to really check and release on that lead and making that tackle at the back on Reece Walsh. So you know what? They are in a good position. They've got a lot of players to do it. They're a bit light in the backs. Like you said, they've got Selwyn Cobbo on the bench. A very big gamble, in my opinion. One front rower, one specialist front rower on the bench as well. When you look at the traditional side of New South Wales, they've got 3 front rowers. So could pay off. It could be a proactive decision or it could be a reactive decision by Billy Slater. We'll have to wait and see.
I wanted to ask you about the forwards because guys like Cotter and Carrigan, obviously they're tough workers. They play above, I guess, their standard, especially Cotter, but only one out-and-out prop on the bench. Hopgood, another player similar in mould, he'll work all day. Compare that to New South Wales pack. How does Queensland get over the top of such a big New South Wales pack?
There's going to be a lot of pressure definitely on the Queensland middles. Yeah, they got Hopgood on the bench, so what I think will happen, Hopgood will come on and replace for Ruben Cotter, and I think Ruben will go into the front row, and one of them, maybe a Lindsay Collins will come off and have a spell and come back on in the second half. They're missing Tino as well. Big loss for them.
Tom Flegler.
And Tom Flegler. But they got still Pat Carrigan, again, who can punch out a lot of minutes.
Yeah.
The good thing about the Queensland is they're a very mobile pack. The good thing about their pack as well, they're very good distributors of the ball. They offer a lot of service. They've got good service playing at the back or hitting a lead, even just playing a pair shape. So there's going to be a lot of threats. There's no doubt about it. New South Wales middles, they've got the luxury to have a few more middles on the bench, but again, the Queenslanders, they always compete. They always compete. We are playing at home, so it's a very important game for us as New South Welshmen to really get up 1-0.
Queensland are sticking to their formula. Blues coach Michael Maguire is putting the new in New South Wales, 11 changes to Game 3 last year.
Yeah.
So in saying all that, who wins?
Saying all that, similar circumstances when Brad Filer first took the reins of New South Wales. You know, everyone was really questioning his coaching method and who he selected, and he picked the team purely on inexperience. You know, he picked the team purely on form. Same thing with Michael Maguire here. Michael Maguire's picked a team that no one wants to let each other down. I really like it. They're a very big team, very aggressive team, and I think they'll get the job done Game 1 at home next Wednesday night.
There you have it. It's real rivalry. The atmosphere at Accor Stadium is going to be electric. To witness a part of the rivalry, you can go to nrl.com/tickets to get yours today. If you can't get to the game, you can still watch it on Channel 9. Kickoff is at 8:05 p.m.